Hello, my dear friends. I'm Father Diego here with the message of the Gospel for today, Tuesday, December the 17th. We begin to pray, to read, or better, to sing the O antiphons, an old tradition in the Catholic Church to pray during 7 days, the last 7 days of Advent, from today, the 17th, to next Tuesday or Monday, the 23rd. We read these 7 antiphons. We pray with these 7 antiphons that refer to the 7 titles of the Messiah in different passages of the Old Testament, a tradition that goes back to the 8th century. If you want to know a little bit more about this old tradition, just check this link here. My boss, Monsignor James Moroni, put together a wonderful article with the history of these O antiphons. As I said, that refers to the 7 titles to the Messiah. So today, and you might recall this old hymn that we sing during the season of Advent. O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel. So the first of the antiphons is O wisdom, and it refers to the book of the prophet Isaiah in chapter 11, where we read, "The Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, a spirit of wisdom and of understanding, a spirit of counsel and of strength, a spirit of knowledge and of fear of the Lord." So this first antiphon goes like this: O come, thou wisdom from on high, and order all things far and nigh. To us the path of knowledge show, and teach us in her ways to go. So happy beginning of these 7 last days of the season of Advent. And today I changed my mind. I said yesterday that we were going to keep reading the first reading of the liturgy. But since today we have a special gospel, complicated gospel, we are going to meditate upon this gospel of Matthew chapter 1 verses 1 to 17. This is a challenge for me to read. Let's gonna try this. The book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham became the father of Isaac, Isaac the father of Jacob, Jacob the father of Judah and his brothers. Judah became the father of Perez and Sarah, whose mother was Tamar. Perez became the father of Hezron, Hezron the father of Ram, Ram the father of Aminadab. Aminadab became the father of Nahshon, Nahshon the father of Salmon, Salmon the father of Boaz, whose mother was Rahab. Boaz became the father of Obed, whose mother was Ruth. Obed became the father of Jesse, Jesse the father of David the king. David became the father of Solomon, whose mother had been the wife of Uriah. Solomon became the father of Rehoboam, Rehoboam the father of Abijah, Abijah the father of Asaph, Asaph the father of Jehoshaphat, Jehoshaphat the father of Joram, Joram the father of Uzziah, Uzziah became the father of Jotham, Jotham the father of Ahaz, Ahaz the father of Hezekiah, Hezekiah became the father of Manasseh, Manasseh the father of Amos, Amos the father of Josiah, Josiah became the father of Jeconiah and his brothers at the time of the Babylonian exile. After the Babylonian exile, Jeconiah became the father of Shealtiel, Shealtiel the father of Zerubbabel, Zerubbabel the father of Abiud, Abiud became the father of Eliakim, Eliakim the father of Azer, Azer the father of Sadok, Sadok became the father of Achim, Achim the father of Eliud, Eliud the father of Eleazar, Eleazar became the father of Mathan, Mathan the father of Jacob, Jacob the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, of her was born Jesus, who is called the Christ. Thus, the total number of generations from Abraham to David was 14 generations. From David to the Babylonian exile, 14 generations. From the Babylonian exile to the Christ, 14 generations. Woof! I made it. This is a tough gospel to read. Anyway, have you tried one of those ancestry tests that tells you your origins, your roots? Well, I have to say that although I haven't tried one of those, I think it's fascinating to see how people is engaging doing that as a way to say, I have a history, I have a family, I have roots in this world, right? Because I think to know our own history is to know who we are. So similarly is what we have here in the Gospel of Matthew. What Matthew is trying to present to us is two things with this genealogy. First of all, that Jesus is not a fairy tale, that Jesus is not a myth, but he is real. He's a real human being with a real history, with a story of a family that goes back to the beginning of the people of Israel, Abraham to David and then to Joseph. 14 generations each section, if you want. As I say, Jesus is a human being and he has a family and he has roots. And his family is not a perfect family, because if you go back to the story of each one of these characters in Jesus' story, you will find very interesting situations, right? People, real people, with their faults, with their virtues, with their strength, with their weakness, with their sins. But God wanted to be part of this family, the human family. And now, this family tree, if you want, spreads its branches all over the world as we are called sons and daughters of God through Jesus Christ, the story of Jesus. What a beautiful day today to, first of all, to acknowledge, to be aware of our own family history, but also to reconcile us with our families. And have a wonderful day, everyone. Coffee for today, of course, and I'll see you tomorrow with the message of the gospel. Ciao, ciao.